Hello, welcome to Fir Park. Another update for February 2020, and I'll just take you through a little bit more scenic work that I've been doing, plus a few purchases as well. So I'll get to it then. One thing I picked up that you've just seen running there is the Daypole Class 29. These were converted from Class 21s, and this particular example of the Class 29 operated up in Scotland, and they were re-engined, but they weren't very successful, and they were put in storage and then converted, but only ended up being in service for a few years before being withdrawn. This particular example is in BR blue, and there's the code reference. They do a two-tone green one, which is also out, and there's a few other ones which are imminent for release. So that just complements my 1960s, very early 70s rolling stock. I've also picked up a few period road vehicles as well. I've got some 1960s cars and vans, but I also wanted a few 1980s examples. So we have some Oxford range vehicles here. We've got a Ford Capri, we've got an Escort XR3i, we've got a Ford Sapphire, which I think is a 1990 reg, that one, and we've got a yellow transit van as well in BR yellow. Those are suitable for the 1980, well, the Capri is probably late 70s, but they're all suitable for the 1980s period up to about 1990, and even on past that period. So I'm quite pleased with those, and that just adds a bit more variety to my road vehicles on the layout. I've also picked up some of this Backman X security fencing. You get 10 fences per pack. Code reference is 44-505, and I shall be putting some of this up along this area here, and also this area over here. I shall run it along there up the side, and also put a bit more in just in front of the where the fence ends there, just along there. Now that brings me nicely onto this area. Now what I've done here is, the light's not very good here, so let me just see if I can get a better view of this. Okay, so this here is the raised up section that I mentioned. It's a piece of 3 foot by 2 foot baseboard. Now I put it in the corner here. It doesn't quite span all the way over, covering the back, but when there's a back scene on there, it's neither here nor there. It really makes no difference. But what I've done is, there you can see the track disappearing underneath. Now over there I should put a piece of brick arch retaining wall in under there to carry that on. On the front of the board here I shall put some sort of girder bridge type superimposed sort of paper along there, and also down here do some work there to make it look realistic. There'll also be a raised up bit of carb there, so I can sculpt some scenery on top there. Now in that view there, you can see what I mean by the fact that over here the board doesn't quite span all the way along, but once I've put a card back sort of and built this up with a sort of bridge, sort of girder type entrance, going in underneath and built this bit up, you won't notice that. This board is removable, so I shall attach the front sort of bridge part of it, scenic part of it, onto the top part of this, so that this lifts up, so I can get in under there for access. And I've ballasted the track up to just inside under there. Now on the top of the baseboard I do have a Fowler HO gauge castle, which is not quite to scale. It's designed to give an impression of distance, so I'm going to build that up, and I shall stick that on the top with some sculpted scenery, and that will look quite good, sort of towering over the everything else. One little area I noticed from my previous update is that there is a gap in the baseboard join. Now everything is level, rigid, bolted together, nice and firm, and in hindsight really I should have either put a bit of gaffer tape going across there on the bare baseboard before starting anything, or I should have put a bit of filler in there. I may do that. I might just wedge, spoon feed a bit of poly filler into those gaps, and then ballast over the top of them, and that will get rid of that, because some people might be looking at that thinking, "Struth, that looks horrendous," but it's not. It's just the way the baseboards line up. All the other boards are absolutely fine. They're all nice and tight. For some reason, due to the way the roof truss is designed, and the roof being slightly different at one end to the other, when I lined up the baseboards it was difficult to get them in as it is, but for some reason I couldn't get that bolted up tight without putting a strain on the baseboard, so I just did it like that, and I can sort that out. It's not a problem. So that's just something I've noticed. I've also picked up some Syncraft concrete lights, single arm lamp posts, which I'm going to put on the platforms, and that is code reference 44591, and they come in a pack here of 4, so I shall stick those up on the platform on the terminus on this side. Another purchase, and it's a Backman X Southern CCT redesignated as a PMV vehicle. Now these were found working up in Scotland in the sort of 1960s, 70s, even the early 80s, on passenger trains on the West Highland line, various other lines, and I just thought that it was a really good addition, and I can run that, and the code reference on that one is there. And as you can see there, we've got some more station detailing that I've been doing. So this is from the previous video. I've added in some Syncraft benches there, and some Pico model scene figures on the station. So that's coming on nicely. One job that I will have to do is sort out this back scene, finally get this done, and superimpose the Emerald Exhibition Centre on the end of the back scene there, which goes nicely with the name of the station here, Glasgow Emerald. Okay, so that is about it for this update. I just thought I would give you a quick insight into what I'm doing again. Normally it'd be one update a month, but I've been doing a bit more scenic work, so I thought, well, I'll crack on and do another video. And thanks for watching. Thanks for my new subscribers and my existing subscribers. I'm glad what I'm doing is of interest, and see you in the next video.